Welcome everybody to another Freedom Revolution event. I'm Christine Drummond. I'm a National Marketing Director with the Juice Plus company. I've been with this amazing heartfelt company for the last 7 years. And tonight you're going to be educated and inspired and hopefully entertained at the same time when you hear the amazing stories of how this product and the mission behind these products have changed so many lives. But firstly, I just want to touch on what's happening in the world right now. I'm sure you can appreciate that we're living in a technological age where things are moving very fast and things are moving online. And we're probably seeing out there a lot of jobs being automated, and they're predicting that by 2030, 800 million jobs will be automated, which is quite a scary statistic. I mean, if we think about our kids that are coming out of school, what are they going to be doing? If they're not technologically savvy, what are they going to be doing in the future? And I don't know about you, but I really want to be able to set my kids up for a future where they don't have the pressure of, going out to get a job or go straight into university. They can travel a little bit and experience the world a little bit before they have the, pressure to go into the workforce. So what does the workforce look for you right now? Have you been with the same employer? Are you working 2 or 3 different jobs? Has someone in your household been injured, or have they been laid off? I mean, the way that we were taught growing up has gone out the window, basically. I don't know about you, but I was taught to go to school, get a good education, go and find a good company to work for, and then hopefully at the end of it, you get your gold watch and you can hopefully travel if your hips are still in place when you retire. But statistics show that even the retirement rate, we're retiring on about 60% of our income, and it's just simply not enough to get by, especially with the inflation of the cost of living over the next 10, 20, 30, whatever, however many decades we're going to be around. So what I would love to do is really tonight capture all this through the stories of the amazing products and how they have absolutely transformed people's lives, and then how they've gone on to become raving fans and shared these amazing products with the people that they love and care about. Because isn't it the people that we love and care about, we want to give the gift of health. We want to give quality of life and that longevity. There's no point giving the gift of longevity if people don't have quality of life at the end of it. So I don't know about you, but I'm all about vitality, health, energy, vibrancy, and I really want to be the best example I can be for my kids. And if you're a mum or a parent on this call, we really have to take some self-responsibility, because we've got a lot of power in our hands in shaping the generations to follow. So I'm going to get a couple of beautiful girls to share their stories. I'm going to get Kristie to share her story first tonight. So Kristie, just take yourself off mute and share how Juice Plus products came into your life and the changes that you've noticed so far.
Yeah, hi guys. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kristie. And I was lucky enough to have this product cross my path 7 years ago. I was a very unhappy young girl dealing with chronic IBS, and I used to travel a lot for work. And so traveling and IBS just don't go hand in hand. I was always super anxious and always needed to know where the bathroom was. And this was like really embarrassing for me. Because I'd have to be in meetings and it just wasn't a nice feeling. So I got to the stage where I wouldn't eat. So I was completely undernourished. I was skinny in a bad way. I was unhealthy in a very bad way. I was always tired, always sick, run down, and just feeling like crap. Anyway, my mate James said, my wife distributes this product. I think you should check it out. Anyway, so I contacted Linda and it made sense to me straight away. I mean, who doesn't need more fruits and vegetables? So I'm from a medical background and it's important for me to know what's going into my body. So I did my due diligence and checked the product out myself and was really happy to find that the product was backed by, multiple clinical white papers from numerous leading universities around the world. The company had been around for 50 years, which I really liked. It had been a stable company, a stable product with no recalls. And so I also checked into other people's testimonials and what kind of results they'd had on the product. And there'd been numerous people that had had IBS issues and had had good results on this product. So for me, it was an absolute no-brainer to give it a go. I had nothing to lose, everything to gain. And I guess you can look at me now, fast forwarding 7 years, I've been on the product and I couldn't imagine my life without it. I'm regular, which is amazing. And my family's health is incredible. I have a 6 and a 3.5-year-old that have never had a course of antibiotics. They've both been on the product for 6 months. And my husband used to get really bad sinus infections and man flu. And now, I can say that he's, a lot fitter and healthier than he used to be. Still might complain a bit, but, we're a really healthy family that have vitality. And I put it all down to this amazing product and us flooding our bodies full of good micronutrition every single day. Even if we're having a bad day, we're better than other people that aren't taking the product. So I think if you're a person that's kind of sitting there with any ailment that bothers you, you've got nothing to lose to give this product a go. It might just be what you need to kickstart your health. So, yeah, I'm all for it. And I'll hand back to you, Christine, because I absolutely love this product.
Awesome. Thanks, Kristie. And being a personal trainer, I used to come across a lot of people that were having IBS issues, and I think it's becoming more and more prevalent these days as well. So as Kristie said, you might know someone that's got some sort of health condition if it's not yourself. I know that most of us have something we want to change about our health, and I also know that there's no health condition in the world that can't be improved by better nutrition. So thank you for sharing your story, honey. I know it will definitely resonate with a lot of people out there. All right, the next lovely lady that's going to share is Kat. So Kat, just take yourself off mute, honey, and just share with everyone how Juice Plus came into your life and the changes that you've noticed so far.
Okay, thank you, Christine. Can you hear me?
We sure can.
All right, awesome. So my story goes back to be a little bit, I guess, different. I had a very rare case of Stevens-Johnson syndrome. So I'll show you kind of what I look like. If you guys can kind of see, that was me. I'm in really bad lighting because I'm out for dinner, but I was burnt inside out. So I was actually in a burns unit for about 2 months, and they gave me a 70% chance that I would not be walking out alive. So I had to sign my kids over, not sign my kids over, but I had to make plans where my kids would go because the possibility of me walking out was not very likely. I walked out, which was, all good and great, and I was very grateful. But the thing was, I didn't know the aftermath. So the aftermath was that I would be suffering with severe chronic pain to the point I couldn't walk, to the point that I had to teach my 4-year-old how to call family and friends to come and lift me out of the shower. It got to the point of nerve damage. I couldn't go out in the sun. My skin was that badly damaged. I was going to specialists every week, and they pretty much all said that was my life. That was my life of doing eye drops every 20 minutes to every hour. My life was going to be in chronic pain. And because of my rare condition, there was no thing. So because of this, my mental state went down, which was already down. I became lost as a mum. I became a failure. I became, everything in my life just crumbled beneath me. And I got to a point that, though the Stevens-Johnsons didn't kill me, that I didn't want to be on the earth anymore. I was just hit rock bottom. So my anxiety increased. I was getting stared. I was getting questioned. Didn't go out in public. I was suffering really bad depression. We were always sick because I just wasn't looking after ourselves. And like I said, I was just in a really bad way. A friend actually approached me, and I pretty much said no for about 10 months or so. pretty much said that she couldn't understand that fruit and veg was not going to help me. But then when I hit my rock bottom to the point that I had already planned how I wasn't going to be here, I had nothing to lose. So I took the products, and as I've taken the products, I got my license back, and I'm not on medical license, which they told me I would never achieve. I no longer suffer chronic pain or skin conditions, which they told me I would never achieve from many specialists. I can go out in the sun, and I can go in the cold section, and I can play with my kids, and I can run up mountains, and I have phenomenal energy where before it was really, I was falling asleep chronically, constantly, and there was nothing really helping. So I've got the energy. They told me I would never have another child. I now have another baby. So, you know, I've really shown the doctors wrongs. They turned around and said that I was going to lose my sight. My eyesight's not great, but I did go for eye surgery, which I was a very high risk category, saying that I probably wouldn't heal. With the omegas, which I started taking about 3 weeks before the operation, I healed 80% within 48 hours, which they'd never seen before. So, I mean, it changed my life. It gave my kids a mum that they muchly deserve. It gave me happiness. It gave me confidence. It's given me my health. It's given me energy. It's given me pain-free. I can never be thankful enough for this product. And also it just helped my kids. You know, we're not sick. We were constantly on antibiotics. My son was always in and out of hospital with asthma. So these products, everybody needs to be on them, and I can't recommend them enough. They're just life-changing, really.
Awesome, Kat. I never get tired of hearing your story, honey. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's been such a journey, and it's been so inspiring watching your transition and your transformation from where you've come from to where you are today. And I had the privilege to travel to America with Kat very recently, and you know, she is absolutely glowing. She's on fire right now, and she's ready to make a big impact in the world. And that's why she said yes to the mission behind Juice Plus. But first, I just want to share really quickly what it is. And I want to give you a graphic, because I don't know if you're like me, but I'm a visual person. Have a look at that color. Have a look at that variety, that rainbow. Like, how gorgeous does that color look? Now, if you look at these colors and this variety on here, you've got things in there in its most natural form, like magnesium and zinc and potassium and vitamin B, vitamin C, flavonoids, you know, iron, folate. It comes in its most natural form, unisolated, not made in a lab, you know, by people in lab coats. This is farm fresh fruits and veggies, vine ripened in that last couple of weeks where it's most nutritionally dense, and then it's encapsulated, so it's unoxidized in a vegan capsule. So, you know, you're probably thinking, well, how do they get all those fruits and veggies in those capsules? And it's an incredible process with so much integrity and quality assurance behind it. We can send you lots of videos explaining that. We can send you videos of the farms. Like, I'm talking nutrient rich soil. It's insane. Compared to what's rocking up in our supermarkets, it's like chalk and cheese, you know. We have no idea where our fruits and veggies have been grown in our supermarkets. We don't know how much they've been sprayed with lots of toxic chemicals that are causing all sorts of skin conditions and digestive issues and allergies for people. We don't know how long they've been stored. A lot of the time can be stored for up to 12 months. And then a lot of the time they can be gassed as well, or have another chemical put over the top so that they look like they're ripe, but the day before they were green. So this is what's going on in the real world when it comes to our fruits and veggies. So even when we try to do a good job, sometimes we're actually causing some more toxicity and inflammation in our bodies. So I love Juice Plus. We don't use any herbicides or pesticides. And you know what? There's no warning labels on it. It's completely safe for kids. It's completely safe for the elderly, babies, pregnant women, breastfeeding women. And that's one of the things that caught my attention in the beginning. The other thing we've got are these whole food powders. Again, vegan, all plant-based. These are amazing. They taste delicious. You can have them as hot chocolate. You can have them as balls. You can have them as pancakes, as a shake, as a smoothie, however you like. And that's just a really great way to get that macronutrition into your diet every day, and the perfect ratio of your carbs, fats, proteins, and fiber. The other thing we've got as well are the omegas, which are great for your nervous system. These are the essential fatty acids that you actually need to survive, and most of us are not getting nearly enough in our body. So we've, again, created a vegan omega, which is awesome. You don't get that yucky, fishy aftertaste with this, and it tastes delicious, a beautiful orange flavour. And then the last product we have, which is rip-snortingly good, because they've made these for the kids. There's 17 different fruits and veggies in here, but they've put it in like a little chewable version so that the kids can just eat it and they don't have to try and swallow a capsule. I love these because we've sponsored over 1 million kids around the world to get Juice Plus chewables in their body for free. And what we're noticing in that observational study is that the kids are less sick, they're drinking more water, they're making healthier choices, their behaviour is changing, it aids their development and all sorts of things. So I love that, and the best part is that adults can get it for free for any child between 4 and 18 when the adult simply gets Juice Plus for themselves. So, you know, it's not for a month or two, it's for 4 years you get that for free. So it's absolutely insane value. So I'm going to now pass it over to a couple of people that have also said yes to the mission behind these amazing products. And I'm going to get Emma to share first. Emma is tuning in from New Zealand, so it's quite late over there. But Emma, I'd just love you to share with everyone, why did you say yes to the Juice Plus opportunity, and what has it done for you and your family so far?
Thank you, Christine. The Juice Plus business come into my life. I actually got reached out by my sponsor 6 months before I actually said yes to the business. And I was very skeptical for a long time. But when I decided to say yes, I was at a point in my life where I was quite deflated as a mum. I felt like a failure, and I was kind of going in the spiral downwards because I felt like I was going nowhere in life. And the reason behind that is because my background, I've got a BA in psychology, and I've also, just before I said yes to this business, I graduated with a graduate diploma in HR. So my whole thing is I wanted to be that mum that got that corporate job that we get pushed on from society to go into the corporate world and make that money. However, over the period of time while I was applying for jobs, I kept getting knocked back and just getting the feedback that I didn't have enough experience. And so after watching my sponsor, Serena, do what she was doing in this business and see her growth, and I was just sitting at home, I thought, well, if she can do it, why can't I do it? So I got my questions answered. And once I said yes, because I've been in the business for a year now, and since saying yes, the growth within myself is unreal. I now believe that I can do stuff. Like, I used to be quite an introvert, and that was me telling stories to myself, and it was more it was just getting out of my comfort zone, basically, and I was too scared of that. But since doing that, like, the growth within myself and the community and the support that you get from this business is unreal. I now read lots and lots of books. And another thing is, before I joined this business, when my boys, I have 2 boys, they're 7 and 5. And so when they were younger, they were about 2 and 3, I would become a flight attendant for a year because I wanted to make money. I've always been driven. I've been working since I was 13. I worked every summer. And so I always wanted that something for me. And while I flew, I kind of lost connection with my sons. They were in daycare. I was missing out on them. They were connecting more with their father, which was really awesome, but I lost connection with my kids. And since this whole year being doing this business and being with them, I now get to drop them off at school, pick them up, I take them to sporting activities, I get to go on school trips, and my connection now with them is so much stronger compared to that time when I was flying. And when I was studying as well, I was full-time study, part-time working, and the year before I said yes to this business, I can count on my hands probably the times that I spent a whole weekend with my family. And that's something that I never wanted. And I know as mums, we get pushed on from society that we need to go out and work and make money or be in the corporate world, whereas there is a better way, and this definitely has been a better way for us, for me anyway, connecting with my kids. And then something else that I, since joining this business, I've been able to dream again, and dreaming for myself and for my family, whereas before I dreamed for working for someone else and their dreams and getting paid and under their terms. Whereas now, for an example, since joining this business, I've traveled so much. So I've been to Perth twice. I've been to Rarotonga once. I've just come back from Melbourne, and the coolest thing right now is I just recently this week, been able to buy a one-way ticket for me and my family to move to the Gold Coast, which has been something that I've always wanted to do. I know, so excited. Because I live in New Zealand, so I was born in Australia. I lived half my life in both countries, but I've always wanted to move back to Australia, but it was always there, but it never was put in place. But this business has taught me to dream and make memories for me and my family. And I'm part Aboriginal, and one things that really has resonated with me with joining this business, and I never thought this would ever come into account, but so I don't know much about my own culture. And when I first went to Perth for my first conference last year, I saw our company, we actually have a charity called Nutrition Plus, and it helps Indigenous children get in touch with whole foods, and it was something that really touched my heart. And then just recently when I come back from Melbourne, I realized that, yes, I don't know my culture, but that does not define who I am now. That my past now is something that I can help empower and inspire other people, that their past doesn't define you, whether it is you're disconnected from your children or disconnected from your culture or even a trauma, but now I can own who I am, and can now, when I move to Australia, heal myself, heal my children so they know their culture as well in past generations, and show that people that it's okay what's happened in the past, that we're now put on, like whatever's happened in the past for yourself, you are put on this world to empower and inspire people. And that's my story. I get to now go over to Australia, learn my own culture, and inspire people that also are disconnected, that it's okay. So that's just some little things that this business has done for me. As you heard some amazing product stories, and that's another thing that keeps me going, is that emotional revenue. Every time you help a person with their health issue, and I have so many customer stories that just keep pushing me and keep me in this business, and it's just so overwhelming, and so like you just get so much, like I can't even think of the words, like you just get inspired to help more people each day and get you up, like when you wake up in the morning, you're like, who am I going to help today? Whose life can I change? So that's just one thing, like that's just so much one thing has done, those things have done over a year. So for me, I'm just excited for the next year to see who else I can impact, and for me and my family, and just make more memories for us. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Emma. And you definitely have grown, and I've loved watching your transformation, and excited to see what the Gold Coast brings for you. All right, last share is going to be James Evenden. So James, just share with us, mate, what the Juice Plus mission has done for you and your family.
Thanks, Christine, and everyone else for sharing too. You know, for me personally, Juice Plus now, about 11 or 12 years I've been taking it, and I truly feel that my health, my immune is as strong as it was, 10 years ago. I'm as good as in my 40s as I was in my 30s. I really mean that. But it's the stories, over that time that have kept me glued to this amazing company and mission. Stories, that we heard from Kristie that, that was affecting your life in such a big, real way. And it's probably, hopefully, a bit of a distant memory now. Karina, how you shared, Kat, I mean, that's dramatic. That is life-changing for you, for your family, for your children, for your parents, for everyone around you. You've had changes that the ripple effects will be felt forever. And I love that. I love that this is bigger than me. This is way bigger than anything I've ever said yes to. This is bigger and will outlast me and anyone I know in this business. Stories that Emma just shared, that might go for generations, right? And I love that. I've always been driven to work. I loved your story, Emma, because I was the same. I've worked since I was a kid. I've always wanted my own money. I've always wanted my own thing. I've always looked for the edge. I did the right things. I followed the rules. I studied. I did all of that. But I found myself, 20 plus years into a corporate career and felt that I had very little actual control over my destiny and my outcome. And it was still going to be controlled by things far outside, my sphere of influence. But with Juice Plus, I truly believe that I can write my own ticket. I've seen others do that around me. I'm very blessed to have Linda, who has created a huge organisation from this. And I've learned from that if you stay in line and continue to build and do the higher paying activities, then anything is possible. And so that's what I'm here to do. I love that. I truly believe, we're just really getting started. And I mean that, with, emerging countries and the impact of social media that it can have on our business today. This business is about sharing and it's about caring. Kristie put her hand up and I said, hey, I might have something for you. Kat had someone reach out to her. Emma did. We all have, right? We've all had someone reach out to us and we all get the chance to reach out to someone as well. And I love that because that's unstoppable. I really do love that. I've been in business myself. The other side of this is that as a business venture, this is the smartest thing I've ever seen. And I've been involved in a handful of different things across different countries, and to have something that can stretch further than you can reach yourself personally, the leverage effect on that, and there's no overheads. I mean, that's mind-boggling for a business person who had, $250,000 of overheads through a business and all that came with, and having to move product. Every phone call, every sale was dependent on me doing it. This is the reverse. I've got no overheads and it's unstoppable. So, with that, I'll hand back to you, Drummo. Thank you for putting this on for us.
Awesome. Thank you, James, and thank you to all our presenters. I just want you to know that if this is the first time that you've heard of Juice Plus or you've looked into a profession like this, a business like this, then I want you to know that the overhead costs work out at about 46 cents a day. It's a really low risk business, but the how-to, we can teach you the how-to, that's the easy part. But what I really want you to think about on this call is the why. Why would you do something like this? And I want you to go back. I want you to go back over the last 5 years of your life. Were you working all the hours that you wanted to, or were you working someone else's hours? Were you hanging out with the people you wanted to hang out with, or were you staying at home, or were you hanging around neg ferrets at work? Were you earning the income that you would have loved to be earning? Were you getting ahead in life? Or were you like myself, where I was struggling to pay the bills, or I wasn't even contributing to the bills, and was feeling really lost as a new mum? Wherever you are at in life, what's your plan? What's your plan B to help get you ahead? What have you got in place to help pay the home loan off quicker? What have you got in place if you're a stay-at-home mum to help contribute to the household, to help your partner out, maybe help him work less hours, or so that you can have your me money, so that you get your independence back and your confidence back? You know, this business is so much more than fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I hope you can really see that. And it really is the profession where dreams can become a reality. You know, you are part of this amazing community. And isn't that what we all want? Don't we all want to be surrounded by positive, uplifting people who have our best interests at hand, who are here to cheer us on, mentor us, and show us a better way? That's what this profession allows us to do. So it's really hard to explain, you know, in 30 minutes what this actually is, because it's different for everybody. But once you're in, it's really hard. Like, people don't tend to leave because they just thrive in a community like this. And we meet you with wherever you're at. If you want to come in and just cover the cost of your products, great, we can help you do that. If you want to earn an extra couple of $100s a month, awesome, we can help you do that. If you want to go all the way, like many of us have, and earn, you know, full-time incomes, multiple six figures, we can help you do that as well. This is your race. This is your journey. And we have 3 team mantras in our team, and you're a blessing in our team, whether you do a little bit or a lot. You're acceptable as you are, and you go at your own pace. And we stick to those mantras. So when you come in, there's no expectations on you. You don't work for us. You are at the steering wheel. You get to take your power back with something like this. So go back to the person that invited you on here tonight. Get your questions answered. And, you know, even if you're curious to know a little bit more, then take a deeper dive. Take a closer look, because I know that I had lots of questions in the beginning, and I'm so glad that I got them answered and I took the time to get them answered. So thank you to all our presenters tonight. Really, really appreciate it. And thank you for giving us your time as well. Good night, everybody. We will see you next week if you want to come back and join us again.